What's up everyone? Tyler here with Inverted Access. Today I'm taking a look at SteamWorld Heist on PlayStation 4. Game is also available on the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, and it should be coming to other consoles and PC as well. So what it is a turn-based kind of strategy game of sorts. It's the pseudo sequel to SteamWorld Dig, though the actual gameplay is nothing like it. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the game here in just a minute. You can go ahead and see the gameplay, and I'll narrate a little bit of what's going on to help explain what's happening. As you can see here, I'm just on the overworld map selection screen right now. There's about, I'd guess 30 to 50 levels. I haven't actually beat the game yet, but there's many different levels you can play. You get about 3 or 4 stars depending on your performance in each level. You can see here I'm going through the different playable characters. There's different classes and things that affect how they play. You can also see here that there are different weapons, there's different other utility items that increase health, increase speed, that sort of thing. So each loadout for each character can carry one weapon and 2 of the additional utility items to improve their abilities. So I've selected my team. I've selected the level, and so this is the beginning of the actual level. Everything is turn-based, even the movement. So you can see there's blue and yellow lines on the screen as I move. The yellow gives an indication that I can move to that spot and still perform an additional action. The most common action is firing an attack against an enemy. You'll see another line here in a moment where the line starts to turn blue. If you move to the area that's blue, that's farther away for your character, you can't actually do anything at that point. You've basically used up your ability to attack by moving farther in the level. Some weapons have laser sights that make aiming easier. Aiming is done manually. So after you move, or when you decide to fire, even if you don't move, you just push R2 to get into your attack stance, and then you push up and down to aim. It's pretty simple. You'll kind of get the hang of it. You'll definitely miss a few shots, especially in the early going. And you'll see I actually miss a couple here in this game as well. So what I'm doing now is kind of exploring the entire ship. There's a lot of loot to find on the ship. It comes in those cash bags. There's also a kind of a loot crate looking thing once per level. You'll see that here in a few minutes. But right now I'm kind of sending my guys in different directions to pick up the loot and explore the area. I'm rushing this level a little bit so the video isn't any longer than it already is. It's about a 10-minute video. But I wanted to try and hurry up and kill as many enemies as fast as I could, just so that you can see how the whole level plays out. But you can see that by splitting up, you actually put your characters in more danger, because now I have 3 enemies on screen, but one of my most powerful guys with the grenade launcher is actually all the way on the other side, and it's going to take him at least 1 to 2 moves to get over here. I'm swapping through some of the alternative items here. Like you can equip items that let you heal, or items that give you an extra shot, things of that nature. Most of them have a cooldown, but they can be very useful. You'll see there's a countdown counter now at the top. It says 7 up there. It's flashing red. What's happened is we've triggered an alarm basically just by entering this final battle in this far section of the ship. But what that means, so it's triggered the turrets on this level. There's tons of turrets across the screen. You'll see them as I continue through. They like to fire at you on their turn. They're extremely annoying because you do want to try and take care of them. You'll see I get shot by them several times. Here's me missing one right here with a pretty poor shot. The countdown also increases, I believe it's called the alert level, but what that means is it gets down to 0, we're going to actually have additional enemies start popping to the screen. That happens to me at the later half of this level because I took too long, basically. So basically what the countdown timer is suggesting is that you need to get a move on. Because I was in a poor position for this battle by having my brute character further back, I actually do take too long, and so you'll kind of see what happens. So what I just did there was kill the final, or quote-unquote, the final boss of the level, the enemy that the mission was about. I just killed him. So what that opened up on the far left side is my evacuation path. We'll see that again here in a few minutes as I get closer to leaving. Right now I'm taking some fire from these turrets that, like I said, are extremely annoying. That turret actually just killed the captain on the team. Her name's Piper. The mission's not over. You are fine no matter how many people die, as long as you have one person left to escape. So, lucky for me, that's true. I'm still working on taking out turrets. One more actual enemy here that I need to take out as well. So I finally killed them. I want to grab these loot bags. And I'll actually notice here as well that there's another little area that I haven't explored below me. So I do want to stop in there as well, just because I like to try and find everything that I can. You can also see the countdown timer is down to 3. That means I've cycled through several turns since it was at 7. And it's getting closer to queuing in more enemies, which will happen here in just a minute. So with this bigger brute guy, I'm working on eliminating the turrets. That was my best shot. I took out both turrets with one grenade. So I was happy with that. There's me noticing the bottom area that hasn't been explored yet and heading towards that door. So again, I've kind of separated the team. Part of that's because I'm trying to get out of there before the countdown finishes, although it's not possible. But also so I can kind of get things done quicker. He's going to explore down here. You'll see there's the actual loot crate. Usually it's gold because I'm replaying the level. This time it's a ghost crate. But there is also a loot bag down there as well. This guy is trying to flee to the evacuation point. There it is with those green arrows over in the corner. You'll see it a little bit better here in a minute. Here I'm grabbing the crate, and I'll also shoot the enemy next to me. He explodes, so I want to be far enough away from him that it doesn't damage me. I'm going to grab that last bag, and then I'm going to start heading for the evacuation area over there. My stronger character here, or a very powerful character, they're both quite strong characters, is very close to the evacuation area. Takes out that last turret. And you'll see now that the countdown is about to expire, which means more enemies are going to spawn in from these doors. Generally, you'll want to beat a level before the enemies spawn in. They're very dangerous because you're already pretty beaten up by the time you get to this point once you've cleared out the normal enemies. So when enemies start spawning in, it gets even worse. Because the character here has a wheel, he's a very fast mover, I can actually run away from these guys. Not the bravest of decisions, but it works best for me because if I tried to fight all of them, I probably would have ended up losing that character as well. So now my strong brute character there has reached the evacuation point. He just has to wait for all the other characters to reach that point before he can evacuate. My wheelie character is on his way as well. They both have names, but I can't remember them right now. And this has pretty much just been an example of how a typical level of SteamWorld Heist is played. It's kind of a turn-based strategy game. I wanted to show a little bit off of how that works. It's a fun game. There's 30, 40 levels, something like that. There's a lot of levels in this game. The levels are procedurally generated, meaning that if you replay a level, it will look a little bit different, though the actual difficulty will remain about the same. There you can see I have both members to the evacuation point, and I am leaving the ship. This is kind of your rewards page. All the loot that I picked up is being opened now. That's a utility item that will increase my speed if I wanted to equip it on a character. You'll notice a lot of these loot bags have water in them. Water is the currency for the game. All the characters in the game are Steam bots, meaning they function on water, so that's why water is so important. And here you can see I've salvaged the parts for Piper, the captain who died earlier in the level. I just need to pay a little bit of currency, of the water currency, to put her back together in the main hub area. Messing around in the menus here for a bit, figuring out what to sell so my inventory isn't full. Here's my ranking. I got 2 stars because I lost one of my characters. Here's the XP gained. You'll level up your characters as you continue to play. The dead character Piper doesn't gain any XP because she didn't complete the level. Now I'm heading back to the main hub area. There's Piper, who is the main character in the game. She'll head back over to the map, and I'm going to quickly show you some of what you can spend your currency on. So there's bars as well as actual shops strewn across the area that have things that are available for sale. Mostly they're weapons. Some of them will be inventory slot increases as well that you can purchase. And then the rest are kind of like utility items. Like that's going to be a sidearm that will allow me to take extra attacks without actually using up my attack ability. And so, kind of in a nutshell, this has been SteamWorld Heist. Thank you everyone for watching. This is Tyler with Inverted Access. Please make sure to subscribe if you enjoy the video and give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Take care.